Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to my kitchen. And guess what? I'm making another freezer meal. So I thought you might want to join me. Let me get me a dish towel here. And we're going to be making chicken spaghetti. And sometimes there's a spicy version and sometimes there's a more mild version, and this would be my more mild version. And I'm using these noodles right here, and I use the whole box. It's a pound, and it says to boil them for 10 to 12 minutes. 10 to 12 minutes. So I only cooked these for 5 minutes, and then I rinsed them in cold water to stop them from cooking, because the last freezer meal I made with pasta, the pasta became a little overcooked, so this is only half cooked. Also, this is 4 boneless, skinless chicken thighs that have been boiled and cut up into pieces. And in the water that I used to boil the chicken thighs, I cooked my pasta in that water. And then I saved 2 cups of the chicken pasta water. I've reserved that in case my casserole is a little dry, I can add a little bit of that stuff. So along with the pasta and the chicken, I have some diced carrots that I have already pre-cooked. They're just done. This is onions and celery. And it's just cut up, pretty small, little dice. And this is raw. I've not blanched it or anything. And then quite a bit, probably 2 cups or a little better, of Colby Jack cheese that's been grated. And for our sauce, I'm going to be using a creamy ragu butter parmesan, a can of diced tomatoes, drained, some evaporated milk, some cream of mushroom soup, and a can of mushrooms that has been drained as well. So first, we'll get our sauce together in this bowl. So I'm going to start with the ragu. And that's just going to be our kind of our base. In order to get all of that out, I'll put a little of our chicken stock pasta water in there and shake that up real good. That way we don't waste any of that sauce. Okay. Into that we're going to add our can of diced tomatoes. And I'm not quite sure how much milk yet, but I know we're going to do all of the mushroom soup. All of the mushrooms. Okay. Combine this, what it looks like. Kind of a creamy tomato mushroom sauce. Okay, so to that I'm going to add probably about half a can of this evaporated milk, and I'm going to go ahead and whisk that in there. If y'all can see. Okay, so we got kind of a chunky, creamy sauce here. And we're going to set this to the side and get our big bowl to add all of our ingredients in. So in here we're just going to dump our pasta. Like I said, this is only half cooked. And then I rinsed it and I put just a touch of olive oil on so that it wouldn't stick together. So into the pasta, we're going to add our chicken and our carrots. I love carrots, and I got a big bag of them on sale, so I've been putting them in everything. Here's our raw veggies, celery and onion. The smell of celery and onion together reminds me of dressing, making chicken and dressing. So I'm just going to toss this just a little bit. Just like that. So that's what that looks like. And then we're just going to put our wonderful sauce all over the top of this. Make sure all of that comes out. Okay, and then now we're just going to kind of toss this around and make sure everything gets coated. I have been loving these freezer meals lately, y'all. I don't know if you can see the clock. It's almost midnight and I'm cooking. And I have been doing this. I've been taking it in spells to come in here and cook in the kitchen, and I'll just feel like doing it in the middle of the night, and I'll cook up some freezer meals. So that's what I'm doing tonight. I'm going to make this chicken spaghetti. And of course, you know, it's not actually spaghetti. It's this kind of pasta. But you can do this with the long spaghetti noodles. I just don't use those because my husband doesn't like those. He likes just about any other shape, but he's not crazy about those because they're a little difficult to eat. So there's that, and I think I'm going to add just a little pasta water to make sure that it doesn't dry out whenever it's cooking in the oven. So most of this stuff has been pre-cooked. I think the onions and the celery are the only thing that are actually raw. Yeah, see, that pasta water really loosened that up nicely. It's always a good idea to retain some water when you're cooking pasta and you drain your pasta. It's always good to dip you out a cup of that water first, because you never know when you might wind up with some dry pasta and you really would rather it not be dry. And that's a great way to moisten up your pasta. So here I have a few dishes. I have a regular cake pan, and then this is a pie pan. I made some chicken pot pies, and after we had one, I washed this and kept it, so I'm going to do a freezer meal. And then this is the one I'm going to cook for now. Even though I'm probably not going to eat any of it, I'm going to go ahead and prepare it. So I'm just going to fill the containers with this mixture. Pasta and chicken, cheese. Oh, well, not cheese yet. I'm putting the cheese on top. You can mix the cheese in if you would rather have it that way. You can just take your shredded cheese and dump it right in here and mix it. Oh, there's a little moth. Go away, moth. Go away. Okay, I got him. He went away. Okay, so there's one. And we'll do this one. Now, I know some people that like to use Rotel tomatoes instead of regular just canned tomatoes in their chicken spaghetti. But I don't really do that because it kind of makes it a little too spicy for my taste. Even though I like spicy food, I don't really like spicy chicken spaghetti. So. And also, I used to have a recipe that called for Velveeta cheese, but I do this now because my husband doesn't really like Velveeta cheese or American cheese. He prefers like Colby Jack or cheddar. So that's why I go with the shredded cheese instead of the Velveeta. It melts better, but he doesn't really care for it. So I use the real stuff instead of the artificial stuff. Okay, I think I'm going to put a little bit more in this one. I may have to get a bigger pan for what's left in here. There's quite a bit left in there, you guys. Look at that. I don't know if that'll fit in here. Let me see if I can get a different pan real quick. Watch out, Marina. Okay. Yeah, we'll go with this one. A nice glass pan here. And it should hold the rest of it. There we go. Yeah, so this is kind of a mild dish. The vegetables and mushrooms and carrots and stuff are real tasty. And I really like it. So, after we get our dishes all filled here, then we're going to put our cheese on top. And that'll be about it. So this is going to be my version of like a chicken spaghetti casserole. I call it chicken spaghetti, but it seems like everybody's family has their own version of a chicken spaghetti. Like I said, I've had it with Rotel and Velveeta in it. I've had it more like a Alfredo pasta, you know, and there's lots of ways to make chicken spaghetti. But this is a quick, easy way to me. You just cook up a few things, open a few cans, and it makes so much. As you can see, it's made plenty for 2 freezer meals plus a very large pan. So I'm going to say that from room temperature like this, one of these pans will probably take 30-45 minutes in the oven and it'll be ready to go. The ones from frozen, it'll take at least an hour, possibly an hour and a half to get them all good and done all the way through. So this is my version of chicken spaghetti for an easy freezer meal. So that makes 2 freezer meals and 1 to go for now. I hope you enjoyed my little cooking show, and if you try this, I hope you like it. Until next time, y'all be sweet.